Sun could be a problem. But we'll see. I think for the most part, I think LGD actually is just full committed into this push. They see the disruptor as well. Yes. And I was like, Coddle. Okay, now I'm starting to understand what they're trying to do here. They really just want to brute force everything and not have to do that push, pull, you know? When we've seen a lot of these teams, when you're playing versus Disruptor, you get a push going, and then you start backing up, and that's when you start hemorrhaging kills. We saw it the last game. They got that top racks, and then they lost their Shadow Fiend. They lost their Lycan as well, all because of this Disruptor glimpse. So this, I think, they want to get the Aghanims on FY, they want to get the book on Lycan, and they want to just beat that racks down and not have to back up. They're going to get the sustain from the Coddle plus the Witch Doctor.
We are going to see Liquid with the smoke trying to close the gap onto Arme, but Arme, quick to respond, backs away. Liquid won't get the grab onto the Lycan. Yep. But as you say, yeah, all about this super heavy push from LGD, which they need to commit to. Otherwise, this is definitely going to be a game where there is the potential for the Lone Trio to split out the side lanes and Matuma Man to do his classic Lone Trio stuff. Animal abuse?
I think they're hitting his bear. Because he was sending it toward the top lane. Yeah. So the one thing is that LGD's team fight isn't really that spectacular. They have some pick off and just push. That's pretty much what they've completely focused on. While you see Liquids, they do have pretty strong team fight. Disruptor, Sand King, Omni Knight, these three, pretty damn good at being able to take the fights once they get online. But Liquid's lineup is slower, for sure. LGD is trying to take advantage of that. They're trying to just take all the buildings before this Lone Druid even gets Radiance, before Storm Spirit gets online. And let's see if they're going to be able to do so. They're positioning themselves with this Coddle Beastmaster dual lane, which we actually saw Liquid running earlier in this tournament. You get to stack up those axes with the chakra.
Yeah,
lots of damage
it was very, very strong. So we'll see if it has the same effect this game.
He's got the Somnus has the
orbital decay.
Orbital decay.
Orbital decay. I mean, these Chinese players are very good with the cosmetics. We've seen what Somnus, SCCC. He's big on the bleak hallucination ones.
Yep.
Very expensive, kids. So unless you're a rich boy or rich girl, you won't be able to afford it. I mean, I'm a TI caster and I can't buy one, so times are hard. We can't all look as beautiful as these players in the game.
Somnus gets all 4 last hits under that first wave. Very nice. And now GH. Chase the next Nova out.
Support and support action here. Just GH. Yeah. Beating Nova away from the middle lane.
So both teams are doing the exact same thing. Putting 2 heroes mid, pressuring the safe lane. Pretty neat. Love when I do see those mirror matchups coming out. One team wants to shut down the Lycan so he doesn't get book early. The other team wants to shut down Midas on the Lone Druid.
And I mean, I feel like we saw in game 1, but the lanes that Liquid had, they did have all 3 cores coming out on top at the start. I don't think we're going to see that to the same extent this game, are we?
No, I think the Beastmaster should get a very free time up here because Lone Druid can't pressure by any means. All you're about is just farming. Neat little play there coming out from FY. He pulls the side to deny the wave from Matumba.
Matuma Lone Druid definitely the one they want to be shutting down at the start, as we've said. This Lone Druid, Matuma, definitely one of the best in the world, without a doubt, with the way that he can win games single-handedly almost, as long as he hits the timing with the Radiance and the Aghanims. Very good at finding any opportunity to abuse the split push pressure that the Lone Druid can enforce.
Liquid really prioritizing this 2-minute bounty, though. They actually claim all 4 of them.
Right, yeah, a couple there for Kuro.
Yep, he gets both of those, and the bear does claim one of them, as well as GH. It starts early, 2 minutes in, first rune, Arcane Rune for Storm.
Oh, we've seen this story before. Miracle's going to get fortunate with the runes again. LGD will certainly have something to worry about.
Yep, this should be a trade farm lane. Unless there's rotations out, we shouldn't see a death by any means. DK does pretty well versus Storm. Storm does fine versus DK. They're looking to keep this pressure down on this Lycan, though. They don't want him to get that really fast timing.
Top lane, Chalice. Going in pretty aggressively there. Pushing the lane right in past the tier 1 with the help of FY's Keeper of the Light. And farming the wave very deeply against Matuma Man.
Matu looks like he's sending his bear up to try to grab the wave, maybe, near the tower. But he also wants the micro on last hit. So yeah, that does look what he wants to do. He doesn't want this tower to get pressured, and they don't want to lose that tower so early on.
Bear is falling pretty low, though, so
it is.
Matu has to be careful with that bear up top, as you're going to see FY try and chase it down and try and put a stop to the way that Matuma Man is doing his best to control the waves.
This is just an awkward lane setup now, but this is great for LGD. This is exactly what they want to be doing to this Lone Druid. who is getting punished harder than the Lycan is, but bottom lane, X-Nova does get caught out.
And Liquid to claim themselves the first blood as GH and Kuro with the control to take down a Witch Doctor. But as you say, overall, definitely the fact that this top lane shutdown has been so impactful from LGD. It's the biggest warrior on the map for Liquid at the moment.
He just really doesn't want to lose the tower is the big thing. Look at this. He's gathering up like two and a half waves over here. Now it's look at this. There's 3 range creeps in that wave, and that should be the resummon of the bear too.
Yeah, I mean, considering the pressure that's being put onto him, this is smart stuff from Matu.
Yeah, definitely. Just defend his tower. Be sure he can get that wave pulled back into himself. It should be able to go toward him as well. No, it actually cuts. Okay, there we go. It kind of like went back and forth there. So
yeah, there's a few creeps that have gone back to the wave to go towards the tower as pinged down immediately. But we are going to see some TPs from Liquid head up there, at least in the form of Kuro. Kuro's going to go up top.
Mid lane.
They have the stun into the Maledict. Miracle, he's not getting out of this one with the paralyzing cast coming in. The Breathe Fire to finish it off.
And they get Matu.
Miracle down, Matu as well. LGD. Smart laning decisions, these matchups that they've been able to get. And now Kuro, he could be in trouble as well. The Axis fly in. They're going to have the blast through from FY. And Kuro, he'll pop down the field trying to get himself out of there. But Chalice closes the gap, picks up a third. LGD off to a much better start in these lanes in comparison to game 1.
Yeah, they're very happy with this. They denied a lot of those creeps from the Lone Druid, who's sitting at 7 last hits, and Kuro. They kind of like, Liquid wanted to distribute the wealth there. They're like, all right, Kuro, you take the left side creeps, I'll take the right side creeps, but they both get punished for it. Level 4 on both of these.
Ooh, bottom lane, Mind Control actually able to get in and get the takedown onto Arme.
Looked like a solo kill as well.
Just dove in deep with the Purification, catching Arme off guard with the amount of damage that was coming out for this Omni.
Yep.
At top lane, the pressure persists.
Oh, Matu has 0 items on him, no healing. And mid lane, the pressure continues. X-Nova gets the stun.
Cask out. That will allow him to close the gap and get the Maledict down. And this is the time that they want to abuse Miracle. He's not the level 6. No way to escape. Another kill onto this Storm Spirit. And this is very, very impressive to see from LGD. A stage of the game where a lot of teams will struggle in terms of trying to come out with the wiser, the cleverer situations in terms of matchups in the lanes against a team like Team Liquid. But LGD, so far so good. These choices, these movements being made by the supports, the Coddle Beastmaster lane that's been off to such an incredible start is doing massive things for LGD, and we're 6 minutes in, and they're on the verge of taking away this Tier 1 tower that we've seen so many times Liquid put so much attention towards keeping alive there. Matuma Man will get the deny, but at the end of the day, the damage is done. That control around the mid lane has been taken over by LGD very early on.
No, absolutely. I love the decision too. It's like, you know what? Ame's going to get shut down. Who cares? He'll catch back up. Prioritize the other 2 lanes. It's more important shutting down the Storm Spirit and this Lone Druid. They're the big cores that matter for Liquid's lineup. Sure, Omni Knight's getting more, but it's an Omni Knight.
And we'll see how Matuma Man can try and recover into this game, but you see at the moment, 3rd lowest on the net worth.
Wow.
Same to be said, though, for Arme. We've got to remember the fact that the Lycan also very much behind, but overall, that 2K lead for LGD at the moment with that tower being taken.
2 towers already at that 7-minute mark.
We said they needed to push. Their draft certainly showed it. And they're certainly putting it into practice. And bottom lane, Mind Control. He has been maledicted. He's a little low on the mana here. Arme just manning up, punching into this Omni Knight. And with the walls chasing him down, is it going to be enough to pop him? It's going to be close. They'll turn towards GH instead. As a rotation from Maybe catches him out with the Dragon Tail. Mind Control will survive with the Tango regen as he backs away, but he'll be forced to walk himself all the way back to base.
They can transition this into a push as well. Absolutely. And top too.
Chalice is just going in. Miracle does turn up to top with the level 6. Chalice holds him back with the Roar. He'll try and get himself out of there, but GH and Kuroki will be chasing him. He's creating space for that push down bottom to happen, though. Chalice just taking attention of all 3 of Liquid's heroes will go down, but look back down bottom. The Tier 1 falling very low. Fortification will come out, but with the Elder Dragon form from Maybe, he's going to stand his ground, continue to push, and we are going to see this timing, 8 minutes in, all Tier 1s being taken away from Liquid by LGD.
Yep.
FY
in some trouble.
Will be punished here as well, though. Liquid getting some kills for the time spent up on this top lane.
And now they can take that big camp, that tri-camp, that triple stacked hard camp there that you saw FY trying to farm. He wants to get his items as well, and this is going to help Miracle catch back up.
And it's all very impressive, of course, to see LGD get this early momentum, but they have to keep this pace up.
Definitely.
They can't allow themselves to be slowed down and broken apart by Liquid, because Matuma Man, he will eventually recover in the farm. He will get himself back to the top. As we say at the moment, still Arme He is behind Matuma, so their own Lycan still very much poor at this stage of the game.
But their Dragon Knight is enormous, and he's going to be going for that Shadowblade build to have that Invis catch onto the Storm Spirit, even to get into the back lines of Liquid's lineup. Fast-paced lineup by LGD.
And of course, the mass Necro books that are going to be coming out from this Beastmaster and Lycan are going to be very effective against Liquid's lineup because they don't really have incredible wave clear or AoE to deal with mass summons. It is really just about, I guess, the Storm getting in with the Remnants, but that could leave him in a vulnerable position for a Cask or a Dragon Tail to fly in.
All about pretty much getting that Radiance timing, because Radiance is one of those that you can deal with them. They also get the miss rate, so it does help versus the book a lot. So Midas, 9 minutes after all that pressure. I think Matu's relatively happy with that one.
Not bad at all for Matu, considering, as you say, the amount of attention that LGD put onto his lane.
Yeah, but LGD is definitely in a great spot here.
Now they're ready to run down heroes. Do they have the vision onto GH? It doesn't look like they do. So they committed the shapeshift for that. I mean, they have some AoE with the Axes and the Maledict.
Coddle's coming too. Slowly but surely.
There we go. That will do well. It's going. I mean, this is a very awkward kill for LGD. Now a sentry gets dropped, but GH, he's going to get himself away from this one.
Goodness.
So, I mean, that was a little bit embarrassing.
No detection.
Not
well, that bought a lot of time. Look at bottom lane. Mind Control is just pressing a tower now out of all this. Very high level Omni Knight, as we were mentioning, level 8 already. He's going to have to really be the one who brings it together for his team. Join the fights early on. Be there to TP and support when the pushes do come out. It is going to be hard, though. Shadowblade on maybe going to be finished at a very early time.
Yeah, crucial for him to close the gap onto Miracle's Storm. Open up these fights with that instant stun from the invisibility.
So FY will be taking a page from GH's book, rush that 4-staff, and then go for that Aghanims. That's going to give him a lot of sustain in the push, as we were mentioning during that pre-game period. Kuroki level 5, GH as well, positioned in that bottom lane. They want to be able to claim this tower here.
LGD, they are themselves looking for that tier 2. And as we say, they do need to keep finding these objectives. Bottom lane FY, he is getting dove upon. Mind Control scanning the tree line. They drop to scan. They know someone's in it.
They spot him.
And they will find him out now. Straight in GH with the Burrow Strike. Kinetic Field to hold FY in place as the Keeper of the Light is taken down.
So Liquid will get that bottom tower and a kill, but top is being threatened heavily by the rotations of these 3 heroes. And mid as well by the Dragon Knight.
As the Shadowblade out to him. We'll see if maybe he's able to get a big reveal off onto Miracle. Going in like this could be a big catch, a big reveal of the Shadowblade. We'll see how carefully Miracle plays. He's coming forward. He's got to be so close to the tower at all costs. He doesn't expect that Shadowblade to be there. They're going to dive in, but Miracle is able to react in time.
Did the overload actually slow maybe enough to not get that stun off? But okay, Kuroki's cutting waves with his ultimate. This shows how slow-paced their lineup and how greedy it really is from Liquid versus what LGD has with this heavy push. Losing another tier 2 already. Sub 12 minutes.
This time they do have detection onto GH. Able to get the Burrow Strike off, but the Paralyzing Cask flies in. Somnus not able to close the gap for the Dragon Tail as they will back away. But yeah, 12 minutes in. They've taken a second tier 2 tower. Matuma is continuing to find space though. And one thing to note is the fact that, sure, LGD, they've taken, 5 towers away from Liquid, but they're only at a 1k gold lead.
Yeah,
so the fact that Liquid are that close behind them, and Liquid themselves, they've only taken 1, that's bad news for LGD.
Yep. GH should be pretty dead here this time. The Roar even being committed. Easily brought down. Good rotation coming out. Do they want to try to push it into the Roche pit? It does look like it. With Lycan and Beastmaster, they take it incredibly fast. They also have the Medallion. Don't think Liquid can contest this one by any means with their lineup. They're going to have to just keep splitting the map up, get that farm up. But LGD with an Aegis this early.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to give them a free ticket to shove themselves down the bottom lane, get a tier 2. I mean, ideally, if you're LGD, you do want to start thinking about breaking the high ground as soon as possible.
Yeah, with those first books being delivered soon.
Well, in goes the bear. Just keeping eyes on things, see if he can interrupt it with any
Miracle wants to go for a snatch, it looks like, and he has an Arcane Rune as well.
Oh, but the Somnus is eyeing him up from the Invis. Shadowblade, DK had his eyes on Miracle. They're playing it careful here, LGD, about how they commit for this one. But yeah, as you say, you have to watch out for the steal play. He already did it once this series. He's not going to be able to do it there. Goes down too quickly. LGD securing themselves the Aegis onto their Dragon Knight. Somnus M leading up. There are wards down for Liquid. They'll see this movement. They'll keep themselves away. And LGD more than likely going to be sweeping down towards bottom, pushing that lane out, as they do need to try and put some pressure back on to Matuma as the team as a whole, to make sure that this Lone Druid can't continue to close the gap and get himself back to a relevant position in farm.
Yeah. Liquid just need to keep stalling for that Radiance, while on the other side, LGD, get these books online, get that last tier 2. That's the goal, and GH actually gets caught here, waiting for the bounty from that great positioning from the Hawk by Chalice. And this can transition them into pushing out that bottom wave and going to that tier 2.
FY's already down there. He's ready to clear the wave out. You have LGD still standing strong around this mid position in case they catch anyone else of Liquid out. Arme shoves in top, immediately TPs himself out back to safety, as there was the movement coming in from Liquid that I believe was looking to try and catch Arme out on that top lane off the back of the smoke, but with Arme's reaction, he dodges all kind of potential danger that was going to be coming his way.
Great map read by Arme. Only the book 1 being finished up on Chalice, and he's queued up by Vlad's. He actually just is like, whatever, let's go.
Add to the push.
Add to the push, everything we possibly can.
Yeah, this is really LGD itemizing perfectly for this time of the game, and as we say, it's still a very delicate position. You know, one failed push it's going to be absolutely disastrous for LGD.
Yeah, but they have to not overextend. You know, I know Will likes to talk about a bunch of teams, and pro players say it all the time, the line. This is a game where the line is really important. Once they get to the high ground, they don't want to move past that specific line past the tower. They want to stay all as a unit bundled and just go for that tower siege.
But if they can maintain the balance in this lead that they have, this could be one of the quickest victories we've seen against Team Liquid in quite a while.
Yeah.
As they're ready to try and head up into the base. Let's see what Liquid can do to stop it. Kinetic field down. Somnus actually thinking for a bit of a split play as he headed towards the mid lane.
The roar comes out.
They're committing. They've found the roar. The repel isn't going to do anything. That is Miracle down for 30 seconds. A huge opening for LGD as they go straight up onto the tier 3s with the shapeshift, the walls, the Elder Dragon form. They're taking this tower like nobody's business. And Liquid, without a core, I don't know how they can stop this one. No Storm, 20 seconds still. This is going to be the dream opening that LGD were looking for with this lineup. 16 minutes in, claiming the bottom melee racks. Through the backdoor protection as well, as it did kick in, but it wasn't enough to keep those melees alive. And LGD absolutely still on track to flawlessly execute this lineup.
It kicked in at a very late moment. It looked a little scary for a second, but no, they were able to just kill it through that. And Liquid still not ready to take engagements. Miracle getting caught out by that roar. And now GH, speaking of getting caught out.
Close the gap onto the SK, and GH is down. Another kill. I mean, if this continues to go as it will, with this pace that LGD are playing, I can't see them getting a lineup like this through the draft for the rest of the series, because they're showing how well they can play with this full committal on push, objective taking. They've hit every single timing, and Liquid's lineup just can't put a stop to it at the moment.
They're not ready by any means. No blink on Sand-King.
Oh, Miracle. Look at this setup. He needs backup, though. He can't do this kill on his own, especially with Mind Control being behind Miracle. Repel onto the Storm Spirit, now Miracle. But sees around with the DK, but of course, maybe still has that Aegis.
I mean, they're ready to end this game. They've got book 3 on the Beastmaster. Everyone's coming in. FY can recall Beast into that mid lane too. Liquid. Still no Radiance. They are not ready for this by any means.
They really aren't, and LGD, they know that. They want to abuse that opening as much as they can. In goes the army. They've got the roar onto GH. GH on the sidelines getting knocked back. They do have a static storm from Kuro, buying some time. Crimson Guards out as well as the repel. Keeps GH alive. The tier 3 as well being held up by the Crimson. Miracle zipping him an immediate stun from Maybe. Catches out Miracle. He's down for 30. Now the Elder Dragon form comes out. They have fortification, but Liquid, they are slowly but surely losing a second set of tier 3 tower and barracks, as LGD are absolutely doing it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Liquid maybe just tap out and accept defeat off the back of this one. This draft fully executed to its potential by LGD. GH pops an epicenter, but he has to back himself away. The Bear can do very little to stop this as LGD finish off the melee racks and range racks of the middle lane. Matuma Man dying to the Maledict. 11 for 5, 12k lead, 18 minutes in. LGD. Yeah, you have to. There's no way you come back from this one. The draft from LGD was perfect. The execution even more immaculate. This isn't going to happen again, surely, in this series. Kuroki